So, Bible passage, Psalm 139. For it was you who formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works that I know very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes beheld my unformed substance. In your book were written all the days that were formed for me, when none of them as yet existed. How weighty to me are your thoughts, O God! How vast is the sum of them! I try to count them, they are more than the sand. Alright, so my talk is on loving thyself. And this is a true story of an issue that it's not a past story, it's an issue that I am currently fighting with now, with depression. I have, especially last year with COVID, got into some really dark places. With my own brain trying to tell me all sorts of stuff about how I myself was not good enough for a lot of things. However, through talking with other people and through my own personal self-reflection, I've tried to ignore those thoughts and just really focus on all the good parts about me. And luckily, I have been getting help that helps me feel better about myself. But just overall, I've learned a lot more about the importance of loving yourself. I didn't used to think it was very important until it was actually an issue that I was having. So, yeah.
How has COVID changed the way that you show love to yourself? Do you care for yourself the same way you care for others? What are some barriers that hinder you from loving yourself?
For the last one, there might be like time restrictions, like you might not have enough time. So like maybe you have a lot of homework or something to take care of, so you might not have time to do self-love.
I think social media has also had a big effect on this. I think that's like a pretty common one. But yeah, that has honestly changed so many, especially younger girls, like perception of themselves, because of how because of just the way that social media is, I think.
Yeah, I think social media is a huge one. And I think that Lucas had said something that kind of stuck with me too, of the like your mind plays tricks on you kind of thing, you know? You start kind of overanalyzing everything and making up scenarios in your head. So I like Sebastian's answer of sometimes you just don't have time also, right? Like by the end of the day when you're finished with homework and sports and all of that kind of stuff, it's hard to do those self-care things, so. Has anybody else struggled during COVID to love themselves?
Almost definitely. I mean, I think also it really shifted from at least for me before COVID, a big thing for loving myself was taking time for myself. You know, reading a book by myself or watching a movie by myself. But during COVID, it became more about FaceTiming with a friend or, having a masked birthday party, stuff like that where I actually interacted with people, and that was my self-care. I don't know if anyone else experienced that, but it definitely became more about interacting with people than, being with myself.
I agree, Abby. During especially 2020, my mom really reinforced and really encouraged me to just have some sort of interaction with friends, and I didn't realize how important it was at the time, but I think in the downward spiral that we were all in, not having that interaction of friends would have made it so much worse.
I also, Abby, you bring up a good point that it shifts through your life what self-care means to you, and self-love. and people saw that, like, before, COVID times, it was very important to etch out personal time, alone time. And during COVID, it was very important to etch out group time with people. So it changes as you go through phases of your life, as you go from a high schooler to a college person, someone in the work environment, a parent or a spouse, or so you have to let it shift, because it's something different as you move into different phases of your life. So I think that's very key too.
For how COVID changed the way you show love to yourself, I learned how to take time, kind of like what Abby said and Amelia and Cornelia said, how to take time for yourself in a way. Like, I got into yoga, which I love, and getting into like a spiritual and just learning how to love myself from whatever point of view I was at, because I think during COVID I had a lot of bad days because I was isolated for a lot of it, most of it, and I had to learn how to cope with that and have different outlets, and that I still continue to do to this day.
All right. May the Lord be with you.
Also with you.
God of all people and all creation, you made me, you know me. You love each and every part of me, every cell, every organ, every single hair. I am beautiful in your sight. Hold me fast when others do not accept myself. Strengthen my spirit, fill my heart with celebration. Endure with me until that time when others see that I am beautiful. Others accept me for who I am, all of me. Amen.